Yo, Zach, what's good?
How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm blessed. Thank you for having us. First, I'm gonna give the floor to my girlfriend because she found y'all, and I'm just like hooked. So I'm gonna let her ask her questions first.
She's got good energy, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank
You found the right one.
Shafiq, you're taking her out to a very nice dinner on Tuesday, okay?
I got you.
She found $7,000 of just free information, so
Hey,
she's getting a nice dinner on Tuesday. All right.
What's her name?
Kabri. It's Kabri right here.
Okay. Excellent. What's going on?
My question would be, because right now I'm working full time, so I work literally I'm there from 8 and I don't get home till about 6. So I'm trying to figure out when is the most appropriate time to call, between like 6 to what time, and even on the weekends, like is that appropriate to call as well?
Good question. 6 to 7. I mean, it depends what you're doing. So when you have a full-time job, it's better to have quality over quantity. So obviously you're probably being honest. You probably don't feel like cold calling 5 hours after working a full day, right? You're tired.
I would, as long as it's appropriate time. I
did that. Okay, like I didn't want to put bandit signs out after working like 9 hours. I actually when I was like 16, 17, I would go literally work like 8-9 hours, take a nap, and then go out in the middle of the night to do bandit signs. I needed my nap in between that. That's just me. But what I basically would tell you is I'll just do 6 to 7. Honestly, like 6 to 7, and then from 7 to 8, you skip trace the previous lists. With weekends, you drive for dollars, reverse drive for dollars. That's the way you should do it. Now, a cool part too, you can reverse drive for dollars on the weekends and then call back all the missed calls from 6 to 7 too. That will get you in front of the most sellers in the shortest period of time. And I feel like that would give you the best success. Where do you guys live?
Atlanta.
That's a great market. Where in Atlanta?
Right now we're in Gwinnett.
That's a great market. All right. Is that in Marietta there?
It's not too far.
Yeah, not too
like
far.
an hour away from Macon.
Okay.
Yeah, we were looking to get something. We called a couple people last week in Macon, and we found the actual, we found a attorney.
Oh, an attorney. Yeah.
We found an attorney in Macon. So now we're ready to go.
Attorney.
We're just looking for a property within Macon.
Okay. I mean, Macon is good, but it's a little far. Like, why don't you just stick to like your general area? Like outside of Metro Atlanta, like I said, Marietta right now, I always look at what I call the teenage success factor. I look at teenagers that just don't know what they're doing. Like they don't know what they're doing and just drive for dollars and they 5 deals and just throw $20,000 deals. A lot of them are working really good in Marietta. That's where a lot of cash buyers are. You need to talk to your cash buyers in Gwinnett County and see where they're looking to buy and then focus on those areas.
Okay.
So you don't have a lot of time. So all you got to do is find the cash buyers, ask them, hey, what are the best areas you're looking to buy? And then go in those areas in Gwinnett County and go a little west, a little bit of Fulton. And since I looked up, you're kind of east, Lawrenceville probably. And
yeah, we're currently in Snellville.
Okay. And if you want to go even crazy, anywhere really between you and Athens that has a decent population, those are good areas too. They're hot right now and they're great because everybody in Atlanta is focusing on like Metro Atlanta, and those suburbs that are decent, cheaply, like they're pretty cheap, they work. And so you got to remember, where are the best areas to wholesale in that Atlanta metro market? It's not Atlanta, right? There's some expensive parts of Atlanta. The best parts is, where do working class people live? Like people that are just working regular jobs, they're working 9 to 5. Where do they live, right? They're not living in mansions, right? Like they usually live outside the suburbs, right?
Yeah.
And so we got family all over there, so I know the good areas around there. Those are hot markets because cash buyers want to flip it and buy them as rentals.
Yeah.
And it's a great market.
And then, keep in mind, you have this, we all get the same amount of time in a day, 24 hours. Everyone's like, time. You have to prioritize. So when I started wholesaling, I took 8 months working like an insane job, like 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then I had 2 little ones. And I'm just like, but to be honest, I was so frustrated. I go, whatever, if there's got to be a better way. And I let the frustration build up when I was around 33. And I just said, I'm not making any more excuses. I'm just going to do it. So everyone's like, you can't do it. It's nuts. I'll be honest with you. By the time I got through month 3 or 4, I was having a blast because once I got over my fear of talking to people, I just ran with it. And the thing is, if you guys are in this position where like, it's okay to have a job, I don't want you to quit your job if you have responsibilities. I was kind of in the worst position, a big mortgage, not a big mortgage, but it was big to my pay at the time, like rest of Americans. I had 2 young children and my wife's looking at me like, are you crazy? We're going to lose benefits and everything. I'm in prison. I can't take it anymore. And I did it for 12 years and I tried the traditional stuff that my family taught me. It didn't work. So then I had to go forward. I was like, you can't do it. I'm like, I get 24 hours in a day. Let's face it. Most of the work, half the crap we do is BS. So you just have to plan your day appropriately, but you got to like really like want it. So you seem like a very energetic person. I'm just telling you, I went through the exact mental battle you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
And only you can dig deep down and decide, hey, I'm going to do this. Here's my plan. It might happen sooner. It might happen later, but it's going to happen. And once I understand, I didn't want to go back. I hated my boss. Like, you have no idea. I had 4 of the worst bosses. Like, I could write a movie on it. They were actually clowns. And I just I remember going to my wife, like, it took me 3 years to come to the decision. 3 years. I'm like, I got to find a better way. And then I looked in real estate investing. I didn't know I was looking for wholesaling. And then I started real estate investing. I bought everything wrong. And I go, okay, I got to figure out how to make money today. And that's what led me to my journey. But it took me about 8 or 9 months. And then I go, how am I going to do this? I work 10, 12 hours a day. I got 2 young kids and my wife's looking at me like I'm nuts. I'm like, I don't care. So Saturday was my go day, man. It was like full time. Like we made it fun. And I threw kids in the car all the time. I just dealt with it. He was fine with it. My daughter wasn't crazy about it, but it was fun. Like, I made the journey fun. It sucked in the beginning, but I'm telling you, if I didn't make that leap of faith, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, because we all sit there and settle for what we think. So, okay, let's just take what they give us. BS, guys. I'm telling you, it's not good. It's just enough to get by. Who the hell wants to just get by in life? And I'm here to tell you, if I can do it, I'm definitely not the smartest guy. My SAT scores is still an embarrassment on my blotter. It's terrible. Everyone's like, is that? I go, no, that's both numbers put together. It was that bad. And so I always had a problem somewhat with learning. And I learned that I only want to learn stuff that I'm really it's going to benefit me and my family. And I'm still that way this day. If you teach me something, I go, what's the value of that teaching me? And if it doesn't have value to me, I don't want to learn it, because I only have so much capacity up here. And if you can learn the art of wholesaling, just talking to people, connecting with them, helping them out, and then matching them up with cash buyers, I promise you, there is no better opportunity than wholesaling than what I'm talking about here. And once you believe it, understanding it, so you have a job, I get it, you're being responsible, that's fine. Just come up with a plan. Your weekends have to be your go days, and then you take a couple hours to do cold calling and return calls. And wholesaling is all about momentum. So you start at 0 miles an hour, just get it to 1 mile an hour. It'll get to 2. You just doubled your effort and just get 1% better each day. Amazing things happen. Some people pick this stuff up in 2 or 3 weeks, and it's a bit of luck and preparation, but it doesn't matter how fast you get there, guys. I'm a marathon. I don't run marathons. I'd like to aspire to run marathons. My body doesn't like marathons. Wholesaling is a marathon. The people who go in and out and they jump in and out of coaching and they make more money, they are sprinters. Avoid them like the plague, because everything they're telling you is derived from revenue. So think long-term. I think you're well on your way to do it. Just, I feel for the challenge you have, because I sat there for weeks like, how the hell am I going to do this? And someone sat down and said, listen, you get the same 24 hours everybody else does. Deal with it. If you're going to make it a priority, it will happen. If not, it'll go away. So those are my words of advice, and my son's.
Well, I got a question. This is, what is it? We're basically 2:00 on a Thursday. Are you usually free during this time?
No, I'm actually not. I'm supposed to be at work right now.
See, you're getting her in trouble,
okay.
man.
Now you're getting
Yeah,
so maybe drive for dollars during this time, but all right.
Yeah, I'm really I've taken off today, and I'm taking off tomorrow, because I really want to get into this, and I really want to eventually just do this full time. So I'm taking off the time that I have to be able to really get into this.
Well, let's get some deals first. We are not people think we're the advocates of just burning everything and going. No. You did a bunch of deals before you quit your job.
I did.
I did 2. I ran up $40,000 in deals before I stopped my stupid minimum wage bag boy job. Okay, we're not the persons to tell you that. Yeah. Let's get a deal or 2 before we stop that, right? Because we like to do it smart. But what I'm telling you, create a schedule. Okay, I think 6 to 7 is a good time, and then really the grind time for pulling lists can be at night, skip tracing at night, and reverse drawing for dollars and drawing for dollars in on the weekends. I think it's gonna be the best thing to keep your sanity, honestly, because no one doesn't have that. You don't want to work 15 hours a day. Not yet. It's a little too much first. So do that. I think it'll lead you to your success.
Yeah, for sure.
I
just wanted to ask 2 questions. They're going to be quick questions, but I'm
ask them.
So first off, like I said, Cabri just put us on to you guys. I love all your content. I can't speak enough about it. But my first question is, would you guys suggest to just for example, the bull method? Would you guys suggest to just hammer down before finishing the free wholesaling course? Because I'm kind of halfway through it.
Do both of them.
Do both, right? Okay.
Like here, I got a good one for you. Are you ready? Go through the course videos while you're drawing for dollars.
Okay.
Our system designed for
You can do
you
both of them.
to make money and learn a process. See, because we're all taught in school, like we sit in front of teachers, professors, whatever you want to call them, and it's not their fault, but the curriculum's all planned out by other people, and we go through it, and you take a test, and some you retake it. This ain't how life works out.
Yeah.
Like you got to go out, sometimes get punched in the face and go, "Wow, that didn't work out." But there's something about it when you mechanically do something, it burns into your neurology in your body, and that it's really the best way. If you sit there free wholesaling and just study, I've seen people look at it for 2 years, never do a thing. Take someone within a week or two, and they go
while
out.
you're doing it.
Yeah, and so we built it by design. The whole front part of it's about marketing, like because it takes time. So the average start to finish on a wholesale deal from zero is anywhere from 30 days to 90 days. So why wait? I'm trying to put, hey, how can we put 10 grand in your account today? Just start talking to people, and then we even leave the option if you find a really good deal and it works out, you can even JV with us. So we've looked at every other option how we can do it.
Like, I'll tell you,
without just going, hey, give me 10 grand, I'll show you how to do this.
Yeah.
I says, Zach even kind of, why don't we just teach everybody? I'm just like, and guys, we had wild discussions about this. I'm just like, it's never been done before. And then what did we do the first year? We spent the entire first year defending ourselves. It's like ridiculous. And after a while, we just didn't care anymore. Like, screw it. We're just going to help people out.
like, you know what I did when I worked out yesterday? I was listening to new real estate tax depreciation laws from the IRS for this year versus last year. Because
Really motivating.
it's motivating, but like, so I can tell people about it. Like, I learn why I do other stuff, and I don't have a lot of free time, but like when I do stuff like driving, I'm going to do something to learn. So do both of them. A lot of people do that before driving, but yeah, that's it. What's the other question?
Okay, last question. So I just wanted to comment on, Rick, you said studying the list is super important. And I wanted you to kind of elaborate on that. Like when you say studying list, do you mean like if I'm studying Gwinnett's list, should I know what house?
So real simple. You need to understand it head to toe.
Yeah.
So this is like your English course in high school. I didn't pay attention. I still to this date, this is embarrassing, between pronouns and adjectives, like I just like it went right over my head. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like now I even went to college and I still struggled. Like I can write a paper, but I'm not like the best grammatic guy. Somehow I had a teacher beat spelling in my head. Like where
You're
I was
really good at spelling.
I was scared to misspell anything because it was those pop quizzes would give me a heart attack. So when it comes to list, you got to know it head to toe. And the only way you know it is you spend time on it, you play around with it, you know what each column represents, and you will find gold within that. Because once you understand data, you can identify trends. As you move forward and you do deals, how I found probates, I didn't even find it. My CPA found it. He's like, you need to do more deals like this. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, these 5 deals made a majority of the money. I went back, reverse engineer. They were probates. I go, how do I get a probate list? And I studied the probate list. And that's, I mean, for 3 years, I made so much money. I was like overwhelmed with probates. I was making $40,000, $50,000 every deal. He saw it. And I'm just telling you, you have to study list. And once you understand data, so if even if you go into PropStream under listrei.com, play with the filters till they churn blue, till like you've exhausted every one of them. Because every time you hit a filter, the number either goes up or it goes down. So when I had to buy a list in the beginning, I had to buy them, guys. It was $300 to $500. I was nervous. So my wife goes, you spend more time on a list than anyone I've ever known in life. And as I used to ask you, how much time you spent on, nobody spent time on list. I got so good at list, I had a higher probability than everybody else. And I'm telling you, it always starts with a list. Once you understand them, eventually you're going to find little pieces of data and you'll find out trends of the list you're doing. And then you can eliminate the crap. Like I learned, I just don't do wholesale deals above $750,000 in my market. They don't work out. I don't market to those people.
Multifamily work. But
Multifamily works.
That's
And
what's
so
buying it.
you find things that you know is absolutely not going to work, like, and you just kind of go with it. And that's once you understand the list, you actually learn the list better than like the county employees. They're like, I didn't know you could do that. Yeah. And filters on lists, they're amazing, and I play with them. So,
understand why you're pulling that list and the motivation with that.
Yeah,
that's something you always taught me.
So you have to understand it, because if you don't understand the data, you can go through a lot of money, and more importantly, even if you're doing it for free, you burn a lot of time and energy. So you can't overlearn a list. People are like, well, if you tell us not to spend more than 10 minutes on a comp, I go, because you can't change the comp. The list you can change all day long. So I want you to be like a list ninja and understand. And this is where you have to be careful when you go on forums and social media and ask for advice. Make sure you're getting it for someone who's doing deals, and preferably in your market. So that's where, one of the best places to go. You guys got some of the best local RIAs around you over there. Just to go there, don't buy all the courses and stuff, and network with the people people, and people love to share like how they work their list. So that's a good little tip for you there.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
I
you
appreciate
so
your
much.
time, and we'll
You'll be
see.
seeing us.
Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
be back.
All right.
We're gonna be back.
Get-
Well,
List ninjas.
your best if you're working full time, I would say Mondays because he goes live at 5. I'm live on Sundays at 10. There will be no Zach and live stream on Sunday. I'm watching the Super Bowl, but outside of those days, you'll be fine. And so, Cabrina, do me a big favor. Can you plug your ears real quick?
Uh-oh.
Don't listen.
No,
Plug your ears. All right. Shafiq, you got to thank her because you showed this is a $5,000 program. Talk to the person at Publix on Monday night when the roses come in. Get the roses. Dollar store heart balloons. You got to make it up to her. She showed you flip with Rick. All right. I think you can listen.
I think he got cut off there.
Is how you make it up when your girlfriend shows you flip with Rick. And this is literally, was it a $2,000 coaching call we just did?
Yeah.
That's it. So love y'all. It looks like your internet came out. I think they can hear you. Have a good one, Shafiq and Cabrina. We love to see it.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to hop on tomorrow and you give me some ideas after 30 years with the same woman. It's hard to up. He doesn't understand. It's hard to up Valentine's Day every year after like X amount of years. You're like,
Well, when your income doubles.
wow. When your wife sees you doing Chat GPT to figure out like your Valentine's
do
Day
that.
card, I haven't yet, but I don't know.
So-
you just can't say it.
What I could tell everybody watching this is I could tell you this is really powerful. We have seen a lot of power couples try wholesaling, right? And a lot of them do very well. You know why? Because they keep each other accountable.
No, it's good.
You know, it's a really cool power couple we haven't talked
Better
in a
than
while.
just raw partners.
CJ and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That was a cool power. Like we find most power couples that hop on the one-on-one, it's really hard for them most of them, it's kind of weird to say, but most of them become successful. When I have a couple that comes on here, I remember a couple like they work very well together and they push each other. It's always fascinating to watch, but